President Martin. I am very privileged today. I have my Teacher of the Year with me, but she'll have an introduction at a different time. But the most important people to both Ms. Kennedy and myself are these two young folks standing in front of us. They are young Rotarian student council members, and they are going to introduce themselves.
Hi, my name is Ariana, and I'm in 4th grade, and my teacher is Ms. Harson Porter.
Hi, my name is May. I'm in 4th grade. My teacher is Ms. Harson Porter.
Welcome. Happy to have you today. Charles?
President Mark, I'm pleased to have Terry Livingston. She is Director of Operations at Bears Club at Lorraine University.
Welcome. Linda?
Thank you, President Mark. I'm glad to have visiting with us again today Bill Long. Bill is Resource and Development Director, Catawba County United Way, and formerly with Newton Conover City Schools. Thank you.
He is a guest of Bob Cochran, and Bob couldn't be here today, so I'm introducing him, and we are with, I'm with Visa Associates, and like
Bob couldn't only be here today. I think he's taking a cruise through Italy and through Europe, I believe. I think throughout today. Do we have any other guests of Rotarians in the room? Do we have any announcements? John?
As many of you know, the Hickory Community Theater is opening Young Frankenstein tomorrow night, 3 weekends. It is a really crazy, bawdy, as you saw a couple of weeks ago's show. But anyway, it's a lot of fun, and anybody that doesn't have their tickets yet.
Money, and we will use that definitely in the summer and again for the next school year. $2,000 is really going to get us a long way. And then I also got another $1,000 today, and that's for the Paul Whitener Student Art Show, which again was another year. It was so wonderful, and it's all because of people like you in this community who understand what the visual arts are and how important they are to education. Thank you.
And they even sent a letter to make it official, so just a thank you.
And you need another letter for today.
I want to echo what she just said. My 5th grade kids, I actually went with my class, and our 5th graders got to take advantage of that. The kids were amazed, and the volunteer that was at the art museum that facilitated that with the students, holy cow, he didn't tell the kids this is what you're looking at. He gave them a sheet and said, go look at it, and then you're going to come back and report to your classmates what the photography said to you. And so it empowered the kids to use their creativity to interpret what they saw in those pictures. And it was so cool to walk around and listen to the conversations with the kids, because it really forced them to think outside of the box. And they had such awesome conversations. So thank you to Lise for doing that, and for Rotarians for supporting it. Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have any other announcements? Wanted to remind everybody on May 19th, there's no lunch meeting. We will be meeting at the Salt Block in the grass area, the same place that the Derby Party will be this Saturday, and having a Rotary picnic. And we have a sign-up sheet here, so if you could sign up in the next 2 weeks so we can give the caterer a count of how many folks that we're going to have there. We're going to do that from 5:30 to 7:30 on Thursday the 19th in lieu of our lunch meeting. Also, we got a thank you note from Kendall, who is with the Hickory History Center at the Historical Association, and they are archiving and putting all of our records on discs and making them just so they'll be able to last. And she thanked us for doing us a favor, so I thought that was pretty nice of her. We also got a thank you from Amber, and we donated some money for the Anna Fe and Miracle of Hickory, and they're bringing that back in. And so I have a thank you if anybody wants to read that. Also got a invitation if anybody's interested to St. Stephen's Elementary. They're having a program on their Leader in Me program, and I'll leave this up here if anybody wants more information. Wanted to foundation matching. Just remind everybody that the club's willing to match up to $200 in points. If anybody is close to being a Paul Harris Fellow and they would like to kick in that extra, if you're 200 or more away, they'll match. So up to 400. If you pay 200, the club will match the other 200. So it's a chance for you to speed up that process and either be a Paul Harris Fellow or do that in somebody's name. Also, they sent out the invoices for dues, also your Idol tickets, Paul Harris and Century Club. I believe everybody should have gotten those in the mail, or they will get those very soon. Wanted to also mention, unfortunately, and probably has something to do with the fact they just got their invoices, but Ray Serta, Mark Garrison, and Neil Underdown have all resigned from the club. Actually just got letters today. I think Neil's is more related to the fact that he can't make meetings anymore, which is unfortunate. Was a longtime Rotarian, but it's just got an email from his son, I believe, and said he wouldn't be able to make it. So. Oh, and David's got a quick announcement here.
As you know, we gave the sort of seed money for Friends of Hickory Park that's getting underway downtown, and we funded those concept drawings so they could get out and raise money and actually get that program started. And one of the things we tried to do in all our fundraising last year and this year as well is have a component where we could actually participate and help the organization. And so we've been working on how to do that with Friends of Hickory Park, because a lot of it is construction related. And so what they're going to do is they're going to have mosaics. They're going to make benches and a wall and all kinds of things that are done with mosaic tile. And there are going to be several sessions where people can volunteer to do that. So we'd like to have as many people as possible to participate in that, and you can sort of put your own personal imprint on the Friends of Hickory Park. There are morning and afternoon sessions all through May and June. We've got a list of those times. They really would like for a group to go. They'd like for one time to be the Hickory Rotary Club's time. We don't know if that'll work out or not, but what we'd like for you to do, if you are interested in helping with that, sign up for a time, and then we'll try to see if we can get people more pushed into one place. So they start on next week, May 11th, and go through June 15th. And so we've got a sign-up sheet I'll put up here afterwards, and if there's any question, I'll talk to you about it. So let's get a good group together to do that.
Thanks, David. Also, I forgot to mention shirts are up there, and you can pay Dan Kirby that if you ordered a Rotary shirt and they were $10, please pay Dan, and the shirts are in the box up there. I'd also like to thank David and Suzanne, I believe Jennifer Clark, and Wallace went with the group last Saturday? Two Saturdays ago with Hickory High School Interact and helped them with the highway project. I'm assuming cleaning up the highway. I'm assuming that went well, and we appreciate them volunteering for that. And Linda Lutz needs an Interact volunteer to go with Interact for the Salvation Army serving foods on May 20th from 4 to 5:30. So if somebody can do that, please see her to volunteer. Susan Allshouse has our Sunshine Committee report.
Wow, we're busy, aren't we? Woo-wee. And I know we got a big program, so I will be brief. But it does help to have the microphone when my announcement. Many of you know we have typically had a waiting list at Kingston, and the waiting list has gotten shorter. So we have some one-bedroom apartments, independent assisted living, 24/7 nursing, nurse practitioner, etc. So if you'd like to come by and have lunch, or if you haven't been in Kingston for a while, I invite you to do so. Wow, there was so much positive energy in this room. Lisa, you're just amazing. But every once in a while, have you ever had a bad day and wish you were someone else? Well, I've got some examples of, if you wanted to be something positive and have an upbeat day every day, what would you be? Well, you'd be a dog. How many people have a dog? And don't you love them? And the great thing about being a dog is, if it itches, you can scratch it even in public. And no one notices or cares if you have hair growing out of you in some weird places as you get older. And it's good to be a dog because you don't have to bathe every day and somebody else combs your hair. And it's good to be a dog because you can have a wet nose and it's a sign of good health. And you don't need any iPads or fancy entertainment systems because you got a bone. And it's good to be a dog. You can spend hours just smelling stuff. And lastly, it's great to be a dog because you can spend all day sleeping if you want to. And you never have to pay for lunch or dinner or worry about your table manners. And if you gain weight, oh well, it's somebody else's fault.
Thank you, Susan. Sorry if it feels like I was rushing earlier, but Teacher of the Year is truly one of our great programs that we participate in each year, and I wanted to make sure that we left as much time as possible for the committee to go through all these great nominees. So I'm going to introduce the chairperson of the Teacher of the Year Committee, Kathy Greathouse.
Thank you. So many of you here today, what people say is their favorite thing we do all year. Today we honor 9 outstanding teachers. One of them will be named the Wilmer Jenkins Teacher of the Year by our Rotary Club, but all are dedicated teachers who inspire us with their commitment. Before David Moore tells you about each one, I want to take a moment to thank the other Teacher of the Year committee members, Shuford Abernathy, Rosemary Bashong, Lynn Lair, and David Moore. It was a difficult process as always. And I also want to recognize the folks we have here from the central office, Dr. Robbie Adele, our superintendent of schools, Dr. Denise Patterson, our assistant superintendent, and I see Beverly Snowden, our communications director. And our school board members who are here, Sally Johnson, Margaret Pope, and Amy Monroe. Did I miss any? Okay, good. And I'd just like all the principals who are here today to stand. While we're honoring great teachers today, we also appreciate great administrators like you, like Dr. Adele, Dr. Patterson, who allow teachers to do their jobs. And now, turn it over to David Moore.
Thank you, Kathy, and it's always a pleasure when we get to do this because they're, as always, a tough job, and you'll know why once I go through all this stuff. We got something really neat that John Black was shared with us, and I wanted to share with you. The Wilmer Jenkins Award and Jenkins Elementary are both named after former high school Hickory School Superintendent and Rotary Club member Wilmer Jenkins. I have a large painting of Mr. Jenkins hanging just outside my office. In October of this year, at about 5 o'clock in the afternoon, 2 elderly women knocked on my front door. I opened the door, introduced myself as the principal, and asked how I could help. One of the ladies said, "This is my friend, and she is the daughter of Wilmer Jenkins. She lives in Oregon, has known for many years that her father had a school named after him, but has not returned to Hickory since she was young and never been to the school. She's visiting Hickory, and we drove around and found the school." I gave him a tour of the school and ended up back in my office beside the large painting, and she started crying and said, "That's my father, that's him." She proceeded to tell me all about her family, her parents, and asked questions about the school, and then I proceeded to brag about all the wonderful teachers and the great community support. So that is way cool. That is really cool. And wouldn't it have been great if we could have gotten her here, at our Rotary Club, and I'm sure it would also be really great if we could have some family of Wilmer Jenkins to give the Wilmer Jenkins Award. So I'm sure our crack chairman will be on that for next year.
I'll be going to Oregon.
I thought that was really, really neat. Thank you, John, for bringing that to us. Okay, we will start with Caroline Brown. Caroline, will you stand up? Caroline is the media coordinator at Longview Elementary School. One of her coworkers said, "We would not have students who beam with pride when they have reached a new reading level. She knows them, she knows their interests, she finds books they love, she makes them want to read. I know no other gift on this planet more rewarding than knowing how to read and actually liking to do so." I've always known Caroline to maintain a professional and kind attitude with those students and adults. Maybe a media specialist is not a typical Teacher of the Year candidate. I do not know of another person, however, that can say that they get to help students love books, learn about technology, use that technology, and her role makes her an invaluable member of the school family. Another teacher says, "Caroline Brown is without a doubt one of the best, most professional and gifted teachers with whom I've had the privilege of working. Ms. Brown is always willing to go the extra mile for all of our students at Longview, and I have seen the bond that she develops with students and can tell you that that bond lasts during each child's entire time at Longview. Ms. Brown provides all the students with an environment that is welcoming and comfortable in which to learn and grow. She gets so excited with each new learning experience our students have. She is always planning and thinking about more she can do to provide more opportunities and more experiences for the students. Caroline Brown is dedicated to our school and our students." A parent says, "Ms. Brown makes it a point to be educated in new technology needed to enhance the learning of the students and her coworkers. She is very hands-on with the children. She actually engages them on a daily basis instead of just letting them in the library for a book. She spends hours on how and what will push the students in the right direction. She communicates with her coworkers on different ideas to better the school and how they're going to accomplish those ideas. She has a great personality and is always kind. She greets every child with a genuine smile. She works well with everyone." And a student says, "She is very calm. When a student makes a mistake, she fixes it in a calm way. Also, it always works. I've never seen her yell." Another student says, "Ms. Brown is one of my favorite teachers. She has always been kind and helpful. I feel like she helped me get into reading by reading to us and giving us goals. Next year when I'm in middle school, I won't forget her. I probably won't for the rest of my life." Caroline Brown. Yolanda Kennedy Watkins, second grade teacher at Southwest Elementary. The teacher says Yolanda Kennedy is truly the most perfect candidate as she is extremely dedicated to her job, the teaching profession, and supporting and uplifting those around her. Ms. Kennedy Watkins is a leader in the teaching profession. She is constantly searching for new and engaging ideas to help deliver her lessons in a fun and interactive way for her students. She was made for teaching. She is a model teacher who always shares her best practices and truly loves her students. Parent says, "I knew that if ever an issue came up, I could count on her to handle it and handle it with grace. She expected her students to listen, be respectful, and do their work. She's a wonderful communicator. There was a girl in the class that was diagnosed with cancer. Ms. Watkins had the kids make cards to cheer her up, and for her long stay in the hospital in Winston-Salem, not only did she gather the cards and some homework to keep her on task, but she drove it to Winston herself and gave her words of encouragement and support." Another parent said her leadership is crucial for the success of many of the events planned at Southwest. She shows an attitude of enthusiasm and determination, which are both essential in a talented leader and elementary school teacher. A teacher says, "Caring, compassionate, and inclusive are the words that come to mind when I think of Yolanda. Yolanda has nurtured close ties between the community and Southwest, at times involving her own family for activities at school. In the classroom, she is calm but firm, expecting the very best from her students. Her students often speak fondly of her years after being in her classroom. Yolanda Kennedy holds the highest standards for both her students and her fellow teachers. She is truly one of a kind, and I'm proud to work with her." The student says, Miss Kennedy is a very good teacher. She makes learning fun, which is nearly impossible. Miss Kennedy is so awesome and nice, there's no words for it. I mean, seriously, the best teacher ever. Miss Kennedy is so awesome and nice, people need to add a word to the dictionary to describe it. Miss Kennedy is the best ever. I have never had a better teacher. She taught me things I was clueless about. I've never had such an amazing teacher. She is beautiful, kind, smart, and most of all, helpful. Yolanda Kennedy Watkins. Craig Weaver. Craig is a third grade teacher at Jenkins. A parent said that I had the honor of being one of Miss Weaver's very first students at Viewmont School. She took control on the very first day and created a warm, structured environment where we would learn, laugh, and make new friendships that would last a lifetime. I know that every morning when I drop my daughter off at Jenkins, she will have the ability to walk into that same classroom environment that I experienced and be in the presence of a smart, beautiful, kind, caring, and loving teacher that truly cares about her future. Our principal says, Craig Weaver is one of the most talented and gracious teachers I have ever worked with. Miss Weaver is in the teaching profession simply out of love and devotion. She loves the children she teaches and loves providing them with the skills and character traits they'll need to not only survive, but to thrive in this world. Miss Weaver's students perform well academically year after year. They learn not only because of her talented delivery system, but because they know they can succeed. After all, Miss Weaver tells them they can every day. The teacher says she is a dedicated professional who loves and cares for her students. She provides rigorous instruction with a high interest level. She is a mentor to any teacher that needs assistance. She is willing to not only share her ideas, but willing to help implement them. She's an advocate for children and will go to great lengths to see that they receive the services and accommodations they need to reach their personal best. Ms. Weaver is a priceless jewel here at Jenkins Elementary. I'm a better teacher because I've known her. This is a parent. Ms. Weaver is a compassionate teacher, a true leader, and an advocate for all students. Her enthusiasm, love, and passion for teaching has been a true inspiration for all that know her. She is exceptionally skilled at being firm but fair with students, and the students clearly understand her expectations and have respect for her and want to follow her. Ms. Weaver has truly been a gift. Her gift is to teach. Everyone whose path crosses Ms. Weaver will learn a valuable lesson about education and life in general. The parent says that Ms. Weaver was a wonderful teacher and had a lasting positive effect on our daughter as a student and person. Her ability to get to know each student and individualize their schoolwork and overall experience always stood out as something that took significant effort above and beyond the norm and paid off for students in so many ways. Our daughter is a better student and person for having had Ms. Weaver as a teacher, and I believe that's the highest praise I could offer. And another parent says, I've never been more impressed by a teacher's enthusiasm and passion for the craft of teaching. Day in and day out, she's engaged and focused on teaching her students. Her students think the world of her. I have no reservation saying she's one of the best teachers I have known. And the student says, Ms. Weaver is one of the best teachers I've had in my whole time at Jenkins. She's truly funny, smart, and nice. She has beautiful handwriting. She tells funny jokes. Ms. Weaver is a teacher that is fair to everyone. Ms. Weaver makes learning fun. To me, Ms. Weaver is the best teacher in the world. That's Craig Weaver. Laura Carter is a fourth grade teacher at Viewmont. Laura said in her application that teaching has not simply been my career for the past 8 years, but it has become my passion. The cliche phrases that surround education can make a passion for teaching seem belittled in some situations. However, I wake up ready each day to lead and encourage the future generations. Teaching is not only filling young minds with knowledge, but also continuing my learning on a daily basis alongside my students. Our principal says Ms. Carter displays a lot of enthusiasm and excitement for teaching, which benefits the students in her classroom. She has a caring personality which allows students to feel safe and appreciated. She's extremely patient with her students and really encourages all of her students to do their best. She constantly searches for ways to improve her instruction and make it relevant to her students. She is well liked by her peers, and her teammates speak highly of her qualifications and her dedication to the school. Another teacher says, she possesses the ability to make every child feel special. Her learning environment is structured and driven, yet comfortable and pleasant. Her calm demeanor makes her a wonderful teacher for challenging students. She keeps in mind that she also needs to teach children to strive for excellence, to love reading, and to respect each other. Laura comes early to school and stays late. She spends nights and weekends planning and researching. She has done all that she can do to become a teacher she has always dreamed of becoming. Parent says there are many educators deserving of recognition and awards, doing untold good and service for thousands of students, but Laura stands out. Her kindness and thoughtful approach to educating has greatly benefited a generation of students that are now perpetuating those lessons and using them to get further ahead in their academic journey. She teaches her students to strive for excellence, to love reading, and to respect each other. Laura also teaches all of us to wear a smile, to have faith, and to remember that the storms of life can often produce beautiful rainbows and new opportunities to grow. The parent says her love for teaching and growth is a shining light in often difficult circumstances in the classroom. She knows that each student holds something valuable, and she invests time and energy in helping them realize their potential. She holds students to high standards and helps them to achieve even more than they know they're capable of. She has a voice of confidence, love, and strength to students who don't get it anywhere else. Beaumont is blessed to have her as a teacher. The student says, she touched my life in many ways and pushed me to my very best. Her belief in us was contagious and inspired us to be our very best. Ms. Carter teaches from her heart, and I'm fortunate to have been one of her students. And another student said that Ms. Carter was very, very nice to all the students in my class. She always kept a positive attitude with her students, which can be difficult with 25 kids. I always liked the assignments Ms. Carter planned because they were fun and they taught me a lot. For example, some of the math assignments had jokes on them. Those assignments made me laugh, so the homework didn't seem so much like work. Ms. Carter makes learning fun. Laura Carter. Caitlin Reese is a 5th grade teacher at Oakwood. A teacher said, I have witnessed the compassion and sincere motivation she has for ensuring academic success and progress for all of her students. Ms. Reese has an extremely calm personality, which allows for a classroom that's welcoming to students and well managed. She uses varied styles of music to help create a relaxed classroom environment and to motivate students to stay on task and engaged in their work. Ms. Reese is a perfect mix of kindness and fairness. She is not only an incredibly talented teacher, but also a good person. Another teacher says, Ms. Reese has a true love of her craft. She's willing to help anyone who needs or asks for help, students and parents alike. Ms. Reese is constantly reflecting on how she can improve or what new ideas she can bring into her classroom. Her classroom is a warm and inviting environment where all her students feel safe and loved. It's obvious that she has a nurturing, kind-hearted rapport with her students. We are truly fortunate to have such an outstanding educator in our school. From another coworker, Caitlin is a very dedicated educator. She, as a team player who is reflective and always searching to improve instruction, is always willing to share ideas, encourage her teammates and others, as well as share her knowledge in her areas of strength. Her passion for her work, as well as her willingness to collaborate and come back and try new ideas, brings a great energy and excitement to the classroom. She has built a positive rapport with those she works with through her openness and accessibility. Her positive attitude is contagious. She exhibits a passion for education, a continual quest for knowledge and personal growth. She exhibits the utmost of professionalism and dedication in all that she does. The student says, Ms. Reese teaches kids to grow up so they can be whoever they want to be. If someone really wanted to, they could even be the second Albert Einstein. Ms. Reese is the type of teacher that will always try their best to make learning in their class fun, but still efficient for everyone and everyone. Trust me when I tell you that you'll never get bored when talking to Ms. Reese or being taught by Ms. Reese. She'll always be there when you need her. She'll be able to help you through the hardest times. I believe that Ms. Reese is the most extraordinary teacher I know in the entire world. Another student says, Ms. Reese is very helpful and cheers us on whenever we need her. Ms. Reese is very nice and very useful whenever we need her in the classroom. Whenever we get to class, she's always so happy and always says good morning with a happy mood. We had something really interesting because we have roommates who are nominees. Caitlin and our next nominee, Kelly Britton, are roommates. So afterwards, if one of them wins and one of them doesn't, we don't know. Might make them looking for another roommate, but they claim not. So that's pretty interesting. A lot of interesting discussion going on there, like going to the Taco Bell. Kelly Britton is a 6th grade teacher at Northview Middle School. Her principal says Kelly Britton has risen to the top of the great teachers list in the hearts and minds of students, parents, staff, and administrators. Ms. Britton has been instrumental in creating a community of learners among 6th grade students and teachers. Balancing a soft and genuine tone with clear and direct expectations for self-management instills responsibility and shared leadership within her classroom. Each and every student of Ms. Britton clearly feels safe, loved, empowered, and celebrated. The teacher says, her passion for teaching is infectious and gets everyone excited to learn. Her constant professionalism, concern for her students, and quality of instruction set her apart from other teachers. She cares deeply for her students, and they always look to her for guidance and her approval. She establishes a safe environment where students can feel free to participate, collaborate, and take leadership roles. Another teacher says Kelly's classroom has structure and routine that students can predict and follow. Her daily lessons are planned and then scripted out on a PowerPoint template that the students follow each day, giving them the freedom within that structure to learn and grow. Her attention to detail, which is her gift, is never more appreciated than when she is taking care of the individual and emotional details of each student. If I was ever compared to Kelly in my structure and execution of the classroom, I would consider it a very great day. A parent says Ms. Britton has a special talent to see the student's weakness and create a structure in her teaching that supports the students for growth and total success. She impacts lives every day, not just because of her teaching skills, but for the way she builds the student's character. She works with such passion, tenacity, and professionalism. And a parent says, Ms. Britton always is very pleasant to talk with and eager to provide information requested or help solve an issue at hand. I've been thrilled with not only her teaching techniques and abilities, but also how nurturing she is to her students. She helps them to understand the material presented and provides a comforting environment. I think her attitude encourages her students to do their best. It is also nice for parents to see her zeal and enthusiasm for teaching. And the student says, she is a great teacher. She's strict but kind. She makes work more fun. She can get the message of the lesson in your brain. As a student, I like having a teacher who can actually teach me. This is Kelly Britton. Brian Mulligan is an 8th grade math and science teacher at Grandview. His principal says Mr. Mulligan has a consistently positive professional attitude. He doesn't complain, instead provides solutions to problems. His classroom management is effortless, mostly due to the fact that his teaching is intriguing. When anyone mentions Mr. Mulligan, they speak about the positive ways that he has influenced their children. A teacher says, I've known Brian Mulligan for 5 years. It's been wonderful getting to know him and watch him grow into an incredible science teacher. From the very beginning, he brings new and exciting labs to lessons we've been doing for the past few years, giving them new life and meaning for our students. Mr. Mulligan builds relationships with students each year. He gets to know them and builds a great rapport with them. So much so that when he goes to visit the high schools, they come running up to meet and greet him and tell him how much they miss him and his class. A student says his classroom has a great balance between fun and learning, which a lot of classes don't have. His class is easily my favorite. He recently did an online lab that demonstrated pandemics. Doing things like this, we learn without thinking a lot. And another student, Mr. Mulligan is a hard-working teacher, is also loose with his students and still has fun. Mr. Mulligan also gives second chances, but knows when to draw the line. He also finds a way to up our game. He tries lots of fun and creative experiments to make sure that we're safe, even if the experiments don't work. Mr. Mulligan is the coolest, most hardworking, most fun teacher. That's Brian Mulligan. Tina Reagan teaches English and Language Arts at Hickory Career and Arts Magnet School. Her principal says she is totally committed to the success of our students, school, and school district. Her level of commitment, work ethic, and care for students is both inspiring and honorable. Ms. Reagan is committed to the academic, emotional, and social success of all students. She builds positive support and trusting relationships with all of her students, making each student feel welcome. Her lesson activities promote creativity, individuality, and student engagement. She represents HCAN, Hickory Public Schools, and all educators with the utmost professionalism, caring, and work ethic. The teacher says she's a dedicated teacher, and her academics and content knowledge have proven exemplary. She possesses the necessary elements of successful teaching: passion, compassion, perseverance, ingenuity, foresight, and adaptability, among numerous others. She brings to her classroom ideas, lessons, and modernized techniques that even other seasoned teachers struggle to generate. Her demeanor and approach have been an immense help to these students. Her ability to connect with her students is intrinsic, and her talent at teaching and engaging students from simple concepts to advanced topics is truly superior. Her drive and abilities are truly an asset to our system, and more importantly, to our students. Another teacher says, I've encountered few teachers with a depth of dedication and passion such as Tina has shown to her students. She displays great concern and compassion for them in their growth, mental and physical wellness, and achievements both in and out of school. She is one of the faculty that students turn to in times of need, knowing they will receive both assistance and a healthy serving of real-world advice on how to better their situations. Her lessons are vibrant, timely, engaging, and fun. Students are discussing activities and assignments long after class with great enthusiasm. It is apparent that not only have they absorbed the course content, but they are continuing to dwell on the topic, developing their own opinions and pulling other students into their discussions. In addition to her love for her students, Tina is a valued member of our faculty. She is quick to step up whenever help is needed, be it hands-on labor or contributing ideas. Tina is regarded with great respect and warmth by our entire staff. She's quick to share her expertise, both within and beyond her department, collaborating with others in order to move more deeply and reach the students across disciplines. We're fortunate to have her on our team at HCAN. This is Tina Reagan. Melissa Oates is a marketing teacher at Hickory High School. Her principal says she is an effective teacher who consistently provides her students with real-world projects that require higher-order thinking skills, collaboration, and the use of technology. Ms. Oates is a graduate of Hickory High, and she made the decision to become a teacher and return to her alma mater. I'm thankful that Ms. Oates made that decision because she has a gift and she is changing students' lives. Another administrator says she is a leader and role model for students. Ms. Oates strives to work with students, staff, and the community to promote an optimal learning environment. She's a dynamic teacher leader who strives to make the difference in the lives of all students she teaches. A coworker says her enthusiastic and energetic personality touches and inspires everyone that comes in contact with her. She has a passion for this school and our students, and it is unparalleled. Melissa Oates is one of the top educators I've had the chance to work with. Hickory High School and its students are a much better place because of her dedication and tireless work ethic. Another coworker says Ms. Oates uses an array of specific teaching and classroom management techniques that are relevant and speak to the developmental level of every student. She understands the importance of focusing on student strength and conveys optimism about the potential of every student in her classroom. She is passionate in her efforts to advocate for and ensure equitable and fair access to opportunities for each child in her class and in our school to succeed. Another teacher says Melissa Oates is an amazing teacher. She has encouraged students to become part of a community, which is what we are trying to build at Hickory High School. She cares about her students by making them realize that they are important and loved within this environment. Another teacher says her classes are very innovative and challenging. She goes above and beyond as a classroom teacher. Moreover, she is able to engage her students with life lessons, which are also so important. One of the most important messages her students get is that she teaches them accountability. She constantly is encouraging and leading our students daily. The student says, Ms. Oates has affected my life like very few teachers have. I can walk into her classroom every day and expect a learning experience that will be fun and full of energy. She is kind, can teach a class with the enthusiasm of a performer, and is sure to include everyone no matter what. She is by far one of the best teachers I've had the privilege of being taught by at Hickory High School. Another student says, Ms. Oates pushes all of her students to be better and do better every day that we come to her class. Her personality is amazing. Being around her every day, I can tell that she wants all of us to be successful and have a bright future. I'm very proud to say I have an amazing teacher like Mrs. Oates. Ms. Oates. So how could you choose, all right? Pretty tough. But every year we say the same thing. It's a very difficult decision, and we had, I think, we have a little voting deal, and 7 out of the 9 received votes. So it tells you it was just so close. And so we're happy that all of the nominees get $500. We asked for $5,000, but it didn't work out. And the winner gets $1,000. So we hope that that will work. So Matthew will help us hand out the plaques. I don't have a good list here, so I hope I get them right.
Here, no, that's not in order.
Yeah, okay. Caroline Brown. Yolanda Kennedy Watkins. Craig Weaver. Laura Carter. Caitlin Reese. Kelly Britton. Ryan Mulligan. Tina Reagan. And Melissa Oates. Okay. One of you has a big plaque, bigger than the others. Melissa Oates is our teacher. Just hang tight, Bruce is going to get your picture. You're displayed everywhere.
Congratulations to all the teachers, and Kathy, I don't know how you and your committee did it. We, the club owes you guys a debt of gratitude. I would have probably checked all the above. And,
Some people
as
did.
a vote. I believe it.
Roseberry.
The true winners, I think, are our kids in our community with teachers like these that we have. So, and David, I think I would double down on the student comments next year. They seem to have a way to cut through the clutter and just get to the point. Kyler, come on down. We got our raffle. Want to remind everybody, T-shirts. If you ordered one of those, also please sign up for the great event we got coming up on May 19th. Should be a lot of fun. And I had one more thing I needed to mention. Oh yeah, Alzheimer's research. Put some money in the bucket, please.
That's what our blue buckets are for. Let's have the blue buckets.
Yeah.
Sure. All right, looks like we have 38 cards left, 2 jokers. We only took in $64. So I know some of you have money for the card bucket today. And we're up to 983. And the last 4 digits are 3617.
Oh my God.
Mr. John Bates? Kathy, one too early?
He got my jacket.
You got in line behind you? All right. Close, very close. King of Spades. Free lunch. Let's close with the 4-way test. Oh, and also sign up for the Friends of Hickory project. So there's multiple dates there. Of the things we think, say, and do.
Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned?